The Saturday night, very eventful. Very eventful. Okay. So I went to the Epic party. Fortnite party.
Was it similar to the one we went to in LA?
Much worse. But
really?
Yeah. The LA one was mad.
It was actually.
Like, it wasn't actually that. It was a really sick thing.
So you know the issue with the LA trip? Because you were in LA when JJ and I went with... Why did we go? Did we go for the press conference? Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, so we were all like in press conference mode. We were with people who were like JJ's bodyguards and mates and trainers. So in every party, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to LA, we're going partying. But every party we went to was a gamer party. And
you went to E3? You went to the E3 parties?
Yes, because that was on. Yeah. That was the E3 was on, yeah. So, which...
And all the bodyguards and trainers are all like...
Cool.
Lad culture. So it's all like, what? Where are the girls?
Yeah.
Where are the girls serving alcohol?
But the first night was awful, though. That was the Monster Cat party.
Yeah, that one was...
That was actually trash.
That wasn't great.
But the Fortnite one was pretty good, but I think everyone was in the mood of like, oh, this is whack, that I didn't appreciate it much. Because we were watching Logic as well, and we were all like, this is sick.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, when I look back at it, everyone's in a bad mood. That's also the day that Leon just threw up like mad. We met you there, yeah. He was. So we were in the van on the way there in the taxi, and he just pulled down the window and just just threw up on the outside. But you know the people when people don't like say, if I was going to throw up, I'd be like, you guys, I'm going to be sick. Oh my god. He just like rolled the window down and threw up. We were like, wait.
Did
you just do that? But anyway, Fortnite party.
So it wasn't anywhere like. I mean, the whole like E3 to TwitchCon EU was just like.
Oh yeah. Well,
so the party was the same kind of thing. Like, it was still decent. They had like this big room, but it was so catered towards gamers.
Yeah.
Like that one was like Fortnite themed. You know, there was like a bucking bronco with a piñata.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, it's kind of nerdy, but if you like Fortnite, it's cool.
Yeah, and Logic was performing.
And
they were bringing in and out burgers. Just that was sick.
This was like, you walk in and on the little alleyway at the top, there's like it's like you come in, it's a little hallway, but it's like open. So it's like a balcony.
Okay.
There's like 4 PCs that you can actually play Fortnite on.
Oh yeah, because I saw someone tweet, she was like, I still can't get him off Fortnite.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, you're still trying to get people to play Fortnite at a party. That's still kind of a bit weird.
Yeah.
But you go downstairs and it's like a dance floor and some other things that like, basically like 4 different photo booths. Mm-hmm. It was all right. And then... two occasions, two things happened.
Okay.
One was so this guy comes up to me straight away, like probably within the first 45 minutes. He comes up and he just goes, "Oh, Minimana, yeah, 161, yeah, big up, safe." Walks off, and I was like, "Oh,
how is he saying that? Did he actually say 161?
Yeah." And I was like, "That was odd." But okay, carry on with my night. Then it gets to, like 4 hours later. This is at like 1 a.m. probably, or like 12. And he comes up to me again. And I'm like, oh, it's the 0161 guy. And
is he from Manchester?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be weird if he wasn't.
Yeah.
The first thing he says to me when he comes up to me is, he goes, after that, is he comes up and he just goes, "Yo, man, what's good? Yeah, just want to say, don't you think the Sidemen are a bit cringe?"
Oh my God. And
I literally looked at him and like I'm stood there.
What do you say to that back?
I was stood with Talia, and Talia just went like, "Wow, that's a way to introduce yourself, isn't it?" Yeah. And I was talking to another guy called Sam, who kind of just at this point kind of like turned around a little bit because he was like, "Oh, they're about to have a conversation."
I love that. I love when you're in the conversation with someone, but someone comes and talks to the person that you're talking to, and you're not in it, so you can just delete yourself from the conversation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what he did. He was kind of there like, "Oh, okay," bounce. But I just looked at him and I kind of went, like, what makes you say that? And we had an hour and a half discussion about this, and like,
hey, you did a podcast without me. What the hell?
Fair play to him. At the end, he's like, he has messaged me and said like, "Oh, respect for what you said." Like,
okay.
He said he was very drunk.
Yeah.
But I was still there. Like,
what did you say?
So he said like, he said, "Don't you think they're cringe?" And I said, "What makes you say that?" And he was like, "Oh, your audience is all kids, innit?"
Ah, yeah.
So this guy, basically, he is one of the guys on Raj Patel's podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that guy do a little rant recently about the planet or something. I saw it on my Twitter feed. They're just going off on how we're ruining the planet.
Okay. It's probably in the riots.
Yeah, maybe it is.
But he says that, and then he comes over and he says like, oh, because all your audience is kids.
Yeah.
And I went, so you're not my audience? And he was like, no, I used to watch you 2 years ago. I was like, how old are you? He goes, 24. And I was like, well, you're not a kid at 22 then.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no, but my audience is all 18. And how many followers do you have? Not in a big-headed way.
Yeah.
I went, how many followers do you have? He said, about 1,000. I went, do you know all 1,000? He said, obviously not. And I went, so how do you know they're all 18?
Yeah.
He went, oh, no, you know. And I was like, well, I mean, my YouTube stats say my audience is 18.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's not.
Yeah, well, a lot of people would like fake their age.
Yeah, I think I'm like 45 on YouTube now because I made an 18-year-old.
Yeah, I did that once. I was on the phone to PlayStation, wondering why I can't get into my account to like reset my password, and they said, "What's your date of birth?" So I gave it to them, and they're like, "Nope." I'm like, "Well, that is my date of birth." And to be fair, they helped me out. They were like, "Do you think you would have changed the year when you were under 18?" And I was like, yeah, 1990. And they're like, "Yep, there you go."
But yeah, then I just said it. I said it like, well, that's not like you're not our audience. Also, bro, like explained all that stuff. And he started going on about like sidemen beef and stuff like that. And I was like, look, when people have done diss tracks, they're never staged, they're never planned. They're not like, oh, Randolph, I'm going to diss you tomorrow, and then you can diss me. It's like, no, you just go at each other. Like, we've genuinely had arguments because of them.
We've spoken about this on the podcast before, but obviously YouTube as a platform, you do dramatize a lot of things.
Yeah,
so
you
that's
dramatize,
why
but
you make the most out of the situation. But obviously, they're never like staged. Like you just think, okay, this is happening. Someone's called me out on YouTube, so I'm gonna just do another video back, but in a form of a song, maybe. It's just. But the whole age thing is always annoying for me as well, because we're having a similar situation right now with the tour where we've got a lot of older fans who have told us that they're like, we don't want to come to the show because it's just going to be full of kids. Yeah. It's like, well, there'll still be old people there, but it's this perception of like our audience they think it's just kids. Where obviously there are a lot of young people following, but there are also equally a lot of like 20 plus people watching, 30-year-olds as well. Like the amount of people who come up to us in the street and speak to us, a lot of the time they're like older people, especially like around London, like from like 20 onwards. But I think it's the same with events, like with uploading that. I think people always feel like they don't want to go because they think it's just going to be kids.
That event, TwitchCon, was 18 plus.
Yeah.
And it was like a lot of people.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a weird one, and it's a shame for the tour because people will hold back. Because someone messaged me, they're like, "Oh, I'd love to come to your show. It's going to be sick, but I just don't want to be around a bunch of kids." I'm like, "Well, you won't be. You'll be surprised when you come and see the age group." But also, it's sad that people think like that because it's like alienating themselves from not going to enjoy something.
Yeah,
when they could just go and enjoy it. You know,
worried about how they look, I guess.
Yeah.
It is annoying. I don't even know what to suggest to fix that.
There's no way to fix it. Yeah, there's no way to fix it because we made the age lower as well because we were like. We made it 16 plus for that reason. We were like, we don't want the older people to think it's just going to be a bunch of like 14-year-olds. But then there was so many 14-year-olds as well being like, that's not fair. I'm like, well, yeah, why am I going to stop you listening to music? Because when I was 14, I went to see like Eminem, didn't see him, I saw his D12, his band, and they were like, everyone was like smoking weed and everything, which is kind of mad at 14 years old. But I was still allowed to go and enjoy the music and become a fan of them. So for us, like we're trying to get all ages to come see it, but it's a tough one when the older people feel that way. Yeah, but there's no way to solve it.
Yeah.
Other than to say, if you're one of those people, just don't worry about it. I mean, because we're 25, so we're going to put on a good show. So we're not going to go and read like nursery rhymes on stage. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot where I was.
You're talking about the guy. You're talking about the distractions. Like, oh, don't you think it's this?
Oh yeah. So then eventually he was also talking about how he had they had Rice come on, and Rice wanted to go on himself. But Rice was friends with someone else on the show, so they kind of said, don't go in on him. And I was like, well, you've just said I was fake for my diss tracks, but you've just said that you didn't go in on someone because your friend was friends with them. Yeah. And I'm like, you've just literally done exactly what you've had a go at me for. Yeah. And he was literally like, oh, you're right. I know you're right. Like, yeah. And I was like, I don't want you to just say I'm right, like, because you were going to have a go at me. He was like, he asked me to go on the podcast, and I was like, I don't mind going on it, but if you're going to come at me with just like a load of false facts and all your audience is going to believe it. Yeah. And then, because I literally used the example of, I used Morgs as an example. I went, because he said, my stuff's cringy. And I was like, I don't think Morgs is cringy. I'm not his audience.
Yeah.
Everyone that watches Morgs' videos, like, he continuously gets loads of views. So why, like,
Yeah,
it's not my position to be like, oh, you know, he's cringy.
Well, his videos are so funny that there'll be a percentage of people who just watch them because they're so bad. Like I could see myself watching Morgs for that reason and being like, that's jokes. You know what I mean? But there are so many millions of like, his audience are actual kids who will be like, oh, that's so sick how he's pranked his girlfriend and put her in the water on a lilo and she didn't notice.
Yeah.
Even though they had to go through like 6 staircases and like a lift and stuff.
But that's what I mean. It's like, if you don't like it, it doesn't mean it's cringy. I hate that word. I hate it.
Cringy, yeah.
Because people throw it around like for nothing now.
Yeah.
You can dead anyone's jokes. I just going, oh, that's cringy.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. Like, say you do what was your latest video you posted on YouTube?
Just me and JJ speaking about the album for 30 minutes.
Yeah, so if I literally just went, oh, that video is cringe.
Yeah.
It's like now you're suddenly there like, why? Like, what? And it's like, it wasn't. I'm just throwing that word there.
Well, I always get a lot of comments about me being cringe.
And it's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but it's also like when I'm telling jokes and stuff that aren't funny, it's like I'll tell a joke that's not funny on purpose because it's like awkward. It's like awkward jokes.
That's cringe, bro.
Yeah.
That's cringe. That's
like,
cringy. Stop. I hate that word with a passion.
Yeah.
But I literally said to him, I went, I followed because he was like, I could tell he was drunk. He wasn't like off his face.
Yeah.
But I literally said, I went,
little buzz.
I gave him my phone. I went, put your Twitter and follow yourself.
Yeah.
When you're sober tomorrow, if you have issues with me, DM me.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, like, I have nothing, like, everything you're saying to me, I don't agree with.
Yeah.
So DM me if you want to.
We'll talk about it then.
And he followed me and he was like, oh yeah, I was really drunk, like, calm. And I'm like, now it's kind of like, low-key, I don't know if I want to go on the podcast because he even said, I would have launched into you before meeting you.
Yeah.
But now that I've met you and you seem all right, I wouldn't go in as hard and the chat would murder him and me.
That's a lot of the issues with like what we were talking about last time with like people going at each other on YouTubers because no one truly knows the person. They just know what they see on the screen. It's just like until you truly know, like there's reasons we do the things we do. So say if you do like say Savin do a certain show and it's got a certain like comedic part to it, there'll be say if Harry makes like a dead joke, like that's not Harry. He's just made a dead joke. Yeah, that doesn't define him as a person.
Yeah, that's the thing. It is really like you can't actually judge someone just off their video.
Nah,
like you kind of can, but you can't at the same time.
Yeah, you can kind of get
like if you're out there doing like disgusting things, then obviously, like they've messed up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you're literally just there like, oh, he seems like a bit of a prick.
Yeah,
that's it. If that is your whole logic. Yeah, it's like, no.
That's why it's always hard to read. Like, there are certain people, like Logan, a while ago, when Logan was doing his daily vlog thing, it was like, oh, this is Logan, but like, is that a character? Like, it's hard to like define it. Whereas now he's got his podcast and is showing a bit more of himself. That it's like, okay, we kind of know more about him. So it's like, like the prank invasion guys. Yeah. Like, those people, they actually seem like they are like insane. But they might not be. They might just be clever with working YouTube. You just don't know that until you meet them. But then, like, they don't care. They don't care really what you think of them in that regard because they're doing what they're doing and they're grinding.
Well, that's literally like
until
the whole...
they come to you. If you, it's like if someone is being a certain way online and you're coming up to them, treating the way they are online, but then don't let them actually debate it with you. I'm trying to explain my point. Say that the guy treats you in person as if you are the person he's seen on screen, but then doesn't allow you then to actually speak as like Simon. Yeah, it sounds like he did in the end.
Well, yeah, he seemed like he did. It's just like that's the whole thing of when Alfie had I'm Alex and I never. I don't want to go back into that, but I'm Alex literally said, "Oh, I met a load of them and I'm now really good friends with them."
Yeah,
it is that whole thing.
Yeah,
like Jackmate. Don't want to get into Jackmate again, like that whole conversation, but I remember him and Josh Peters. He hated Josh Peters.
Yeah.
Then he got Josh Peters on the podcast. Then they seemed all right. And recently, Josh Peters had Jackmate in his video.
Yeah.
And I was there like, he's met him, and now they both realised like, oh, they're both all right. Like as I said, I don't think I've met a YouTuber that is a dickhead.
Nah, not to my face at all, ever.
That's what I mean. So
Yeah, and also it's like hard, like, because we start YouTube, like, I mean, I started doing YouTube music and stuff when I was like 15, 16 and that. So obviously we're like young at this point. So then we're learning at the same time. Like, we'll make videos that we're not proud of, or we'll say things that we're not proud of now, but it's just part of the learning process. It's just a shame that people grow up with you and they see you in that process. But no one's the same. It's impossible to know who someone is from the video. That's the end of it, really. But I've had the same encounter with you this weekend as well, ish, where this like fan. I went to the Forest game in Nottingham Forest. For those who don't know, there's a bit like a Canadian somewhere that's like, you went to the Forest game
to Nottingham.
It's like, what? Do trees play football now? Dead joke.
Yeah.
Anyway,
cringe.
Oh, what a cringe statement. They came up to me and I was taking photos with a few fans, and then one, you know, the people who like take a photo with you but don't really like you or don't know who you are, they just want to take a photo with you because everyone else is. It was kind of like that, and he was just like, took a photo with me, then he was like, oh, where's KSI? And I was like...
Everyone asked me that.
Yeah. I was like, well, I don't know. And also, he's not here because we're in a Nottingham Forest game. Why would he be here? I don't know. And then he said something else like, oh, you send him back... No, he said something about Deji. And I was like, oh, this guy's annoying. So I was like, turned away from him a little bit. And he kept asking. And he was like, oh, you're going to send back for Jello? And I was like, no. He was like, why? And I remember at that point, I was talking to an actual friend of mine. At that point, I just turned my back to him and he just walked away. But I was like, why Jello? I've never even... had any beef with Jello, right? In that whole scenario, there's nothing between me and Jello.
I don't think so. No. Did he mention you in... I know Jello did some like diss track in an hour or something like that.
Oh, maybe then.
I don't know if he mentioned you.
Maybe he did, yeah. But it's just, that's just like, the kid there is just like... I imagine he was just asking like any question he could think of to do with YouTube.
Yeah.
Brief... I don't know.
That's like everyone in Germany... They'd take a picture of me. They'd like, oh, hey, man, like, really good to meet you. Like, oh, can I have a picture? Seen it or whatever.
Yeah.
And then after it, they might ask me a normal question. And then it'd always, oh, so is KSI here? Oh, are any of the other sidemen here?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of there like, I know you want to meet them evidently, but I kind of like you. If I was with them, you would see them right there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Oh, is KSI here? There, he's right there. He's standing next to me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm not with them at that moment, then
it's weird. But that's again the fact that they see you on YouTube doing videos with JJ, and they'll see you as the sidemen, and they'll probably think that you guys are one.
Yeah. Like, wherever I go, like I live with JJ. That means if I live somewhere else in a hotel room for a day, he lives there.
Yeah, it's like when I was filming when I was staying at the Savin house now and then, people thought I'd lived there because every video I do is there.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, that's where you always are. It's like, well, not really.
It's like, I appreciate it, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of demoralising as well.
Yeah, it is a little bit. Because it's like, oh, someone's like, oh, can I take a photo of you? I'm like, oh, yeah, sick. Big fan. And it's like, oh, where's KSI?
Yeah,
like,
and then they're
it's
always
not a problem,
really
but...
disappointed as well.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, any of the other sidemen here? And you're like, no, it's just me. And they go, oh. And you're like, sorry, I wasn't good enough. Like,
yeah, I know what they're... it's harmless.
I know what they're
asking.
thinking.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're asking a harmless question, but it's just one of the things where it's like, it's a little bit demoralising, but it's not really a massive issue. It's just... It's
like the old classic case of someone always... Like, loads of people have come up to me and Freezy.
Yeah.
Not so much Freezy anymore because he's gone to the gym a lot.
Yeah.
But they used to always come up and go, oh, you're so skinny. And skinny is not a nice word.
Nah.
Slim, cool.
Yeah.
You come up to someone, you go, you're skinny.
Yeah.
Like, someone comes up to me and goes, you're skinny. I go, oh, you're fat.
Yeah. They're like, whoa.
They're going to be so offended.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.